sense of that, guys, my viewer? Holy shit, a swamp man. Jesus Christ, you gotta be hot. Holy shit. Hey, Hasan, good to see you. What a nice fellow. He doesn't know me, guys. What the f? He's actually here. What the What the fuck? That's so random. What the hell? What the hell?
And from that day, they lived happily ever after.
The thing with Asian chicks is they like my tiny cock.
Hasan Piker keeps taking L after L after L, as usual. Big day for the unemployed.
Welcome back to a series so zapparoonie. Even Mr. Piker subscribed. In today's video, Hasan is playing the ultimate victim after getting confronted by a Kaya fan showing him a meme. He's comparing it to streamer Emiru getting SA'd at TwitchCon.
Dude, what an absolutely insane freak.
Delusional. He's lying about Asmongold again, implying he supports death threats and would support fans confronting Hasan with a gun. Ironic. He's now gone completely unhinged, talking about Asmongold's address and how his fans could easily look it up. He now wants Asmon banned from streaming because he said the clip was funny. Asmon has responded absolutely dumbfounded at his mental gymnastics. Hasan is calling out Ethan, saying he would never know how it feels to be harassed in public. People immediately prove him wrong with evidence. Rank #1 scholar XQC has responded to Hasan, warning him he's going down a dangerous path.
Dude, he's been going down a dangerous path. Did everybody forget all of the terrorism support? All of the glazing that he was doing? Calls to violence, all of that? Chucking his dog? Taking a dangerous path. What's this?
Or whether it be Asmongold's address.
What a weird comment.
Yeah.
Asmongold and Dan Saltman, whose addresses are all readily available in the same exact websites and platforms that they rely on, that their fan bases go to find my address.
Why is he even talking about this? Why is he bringing this up? He knows exactly what he's doing. It's just the typical wink, wink, nudge, nudge that he always does.
To harass me.
This was a legendary crash out for absolutely no reason. All he had to say was, hey, don't react to my stream sniping stuff because I think it could incentivize people to do something worse. And I would have said, I understand, I won't do it. Now you're talking about people's addresses and everything. Jesus Christ.
You're playing a very fucking dangerous game when you lean into this shit.
Who leaned into that? Bro, what the fuck is this man saying? Yo.
Stop tapping the fucking glass before it taps back at you.
This is almost like a call to action to tap the glass, that the glasses will tap back though.
It does incentivize people to do that, absolutely. There's been like weirdos on Twitter typing shit at me too. Yeah, for sure.
This is literally a call to action to tap the glass back. This is like a threat, like if you do this, I'll do that. Like, what the fuck is this? It's reality check. Brother, what?
Oh good, another schizo mod.
Wait, this is all weird. I mean, this is scary. Yo, this is actually scary. I hate the way he's talking.
Yeah, I wonder how Ethan Klein would feel if he ever actually went out in public and people showed up to him and started screaming about how he was pro-Israel.
Look, we got a question for you.
Yes!
Sure.
We already know what your answer is.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, what is your stance on Palestine?
I love it. Yeah, go ahead.
What is your
How
stance
do you
on
not
Palestine?
know this?
I love it.
You don't support Satan Yahoo?
No.
Oh, that's an easy one. He does. He's just being extremely dishonest.
And then I posted it on my Instagram story celebrating it. You probably have an aneurysm, right? I mean, I would never do that.
Hasan showing support for same account that harassed Ethan and Gila. What's so shocking to me about like this whenever Hasan does this, you think that it's almost you're acting.
Yes, how come you don't like Palestine?
Oh, this
No,
is
you don't.
Oh, here's another video of him being harassed in public randomly too. You say, oh, I wonder what would happen if the thing that already happened, but how can you go and make yourself look this bad?
That's all he knows how to do. He doesn't know how to do anything else.
And even, by the way, keep this in mind, I take other people's safety so seriously that even after seeing this, I would still, without even a question, respect his wishes to not talk about stream snipers with him ever again. Without a question. Because I understand it. But you gotta stop gassing people up that are doing this publicly and then acting like a victim whenever it happens to you. You gotta stop doing this. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, what a huge bitch. Like, why even bring it up? We all know why he's bringing it up. Because he wants people to do it.
There was a hilarious clip yesterday during an IRL stream that Hasan was doing where a viewer approaches him and asks him for a picture, but then the viewer trolls him and turns into like a free Kaya moment. And some older gentleman is with Hasan, and that guy doesn't realize what happens, thinking the viewer's a fan, and it's just a hilarious, like 30 seconds. So funny, as a matter of fact, that even Hasan should have found it funny and had a good laugh over this whole thing, but unfortunately, it's the opposite. He's upset, and now even comparing himself to Emiru, and it's like, bro, what are you talking about? So for anyone who missed this very brief but very funny clip from yesterday, I'll play it again really quick for context, and then we'll get to the new stuff.
Yeah, I don't have my phone with me. Can we just
do screen photo?
Here. Yeah. Okay. Hey, free Kaya. Free Kaya.
Absolutely cooked. Dude, it's never gonna end. It's just gonna keep getting worse. This is a forever meme. He is forever just gonna be a lol cow.
Jesus, I'll tell you what, the power of social media. Nuts. I'm a bit blown away that people are coming out to say hello to you. Well, it's great, like, it's deadly, you know, it's brilliant.
Part of the world that happens.
Yeah. Dude, Hasan is just so defeated. And like, what's he doing hanging out with that old dude? Like, that old dude has no idea what the internet even is.
Like I said yesterday, the older gentleman not realizing what happened there, thinking that was like an actual fan and being like, oh yeah, it's so impressive, not realizing that Hasan was getting mocked, just really takes that clip to the next level. But yeah, Hasan wasn't so amused by it, and here's what he's saying.
Yeah, he says that while this happened to Emiru. That's the other side of it. Yeah, he'll do fucking 8 hours talking about how it's fucked up that this, you know, weird stalker-ass people show up and harass Emiru, but then he fucking masturbates with his stupid-ass, incel-ass audience when it happens to someone he doesn't like. It's called hypocrisy.
What? Hasan was actually calling for violence against people. That is a million times worse. And supporting actual fucking terrorists.
So, for additional context, Hasan was crashing out about Asmongold there and how Asmongold was laughing at that clip. Then, as you could see, some viewer is like trying to compare what happened to Emiru. And Hasan goes right along with that terrible comparison. You know, he could have responded and been like, no, chatter, it's actually not the same. Thank you for your concern, but here's why it's different. But no, instead he's like, he's acting like it's the same thing. Bro, Emiru got SA'd.
Or, you know, you don't even have to respond at all.
Largest leftist streamer in America, Hasan Piker, went to Ireland, got humiliated so badly in public that he had a generational crash out, crying and screaming and threatening people on stream because of how humiliating it was. And honestly, I support this completely. I know, it's currently a whole controversial issue. Yeah, it's funny that he's crashing out, but maybe that they went too far. My opinion is, no, they didn't go too far, sorry. I don't actually have zero sympathy for this guy.
YouTubers overuse the "it's over" or "he's done" meta, but when I use it, I mean it. Just as I documented the downfall of Johnny Somali, we're now witnessing the end of Hasan. As after China, he's now in Ireland.
Just screen photo? Here. Yeah. Okay. Hey, free Kaya. Free Kaya.
So let's move on to Hasan Piker's orbiters. Let's see what they've been up to. Let's see how hard they've been getting cooked and cooking themselves, because they're absolutely fucking retarded.
So as you may or may not know, Kaceytron has been involved in a lawsuit along with others regarding copyright infringement related to the Hasan Piker content nuke.
What? Since when?
And this is, of course, with, as they call him, comic book supervillain Ethan Klein here of H3H3, who is using his infinite money printer to crush poor Kaceytron, Denims and Frogan. And he has now been successful with Kaceytron, which is a bit of a surprise because I thought it would be Frogan who settled first, given her silence, which is the smart thing to do when you're in a lawsuit. I thought that indicated that perhaps Frogan was going to settle first, but indeed it was Kaceytron. And as we're going to see, based on both what happened with Kaceytron and the way this clearly planned out statement that she read went down and what Denims has to say about Frogan's likely future settlement, I can predict why Frogan has had such a hard time with this, because it may break her up with her great love, Hasan Piker.
Not to mention the fact that all the orbiters are just kind of stabbing each other in the backs right now.
She's reading what is clearly, and you'll see based on the language, using words like adhere, using words that are legal terms, that this is clearly a legal statement that was given by the lawyers, that is agreed to by both parties as part of the settlement.
Yeah, and if you think that it wasn't, or it's like some kind of 4D chess move where she was trying to make it seem like it was a hostage situation to make Ethan look bad, your brain is absolutely fucking fried.
So an important thing to remember is that this apology is part of the settlement. It is not just money alone. Let's listen up.
I don't want to see any negative. I don't want to see people being rude to her. I genuinely have forgiven her. I'm moving on, and it's water under the bridge. I don't want to see anybody being. I'm being dead serious. Let's not be nasty to her, guys. This is it. Okay, it's over. We won. That's it. We won, right? So let's just move on.
Which is the smart tactic to take, because he's trying to encourage the others to settle as well and get them to read similar prepared statements.
Thank her. Thank you.
For infringing
I'm being dead serious. Please do not.
The lawsuit was not frivolous. When I said the lawsuit was frivolous and based on misogyny, it was to garner sympathy, protect my own reputation, and retaliate against the Kleins. This lawsuit has given me a greater understanding of copyright protection, people's copyrights, and the importance of protecting copyrights in the online content creation community. It is important for the entire content creation community to respect the intellectual property rights of other creators, and I will adhere to the lessons I've learned throughout this process going forward.
I don't think she would have used the word adhere if this was not a prepared legal statement. That's just my 2 cents there. That doesn't seem like natural language to me.
Yeah, no shot she thought of that word. No shot she would have used that word. Somebody gave her that word. Somebody wrote this for her.
I also want to make clear that I did not receive any support, financial or otherwise, from Hasan Piker.
This is the big one, and this is a massive one, because Hasan Piker had implied that he was going to assist these ladies in their lawsuits. It would make sense. He's at the cornerstone of this. So it appears once again that Hasan, per usual, deceptive, misleading, hypocritical, kind of par for the course.
Yeah, because he wanted to look good in the media. He wanted to make sure that everybody thought that he was doing good, that he was doing the thing that he was supposed to do, which was to back all these people that are against Ethan Klein and the Jews and Israel and all of that. It was only the right thing to do, right? Right, Hasan? Turns out that he was lying the whole time, as usual.
For Mr. Piker.
Never even reached out to me privately to offer words of support. Speaking honestly, I found his indifference to my suffering hurtful, especially after he hinted he might help me behind the scenes. It felt like he wanted to receive credit from the public for helping me without providing any. As to the GoFundMe money...
Which is very, very typical. He wants to farm the clout. He wants to farm the attention. He wants to get the clicks and the views. He wants to make it a political thing. He wants to make it, for some reason, about Israel, which, you know, there's no mentions of Israel at all in the actual lawsuit itself. You know, this is something that is very, very typical for Mr. Piker, of diverting it from anything what it could be. And he has a failure to understand the underlying copyright law and how strong of a case that Ethan Klein has by denying that copyright even applies in the first place.
To the extent there are any remaining funds after I pay my attorney's fees, I have agreed to pay the remaining funds to the Kleins.
This is massive, and I'm going to show you guys that there are donors, including there's some famous people, including one person that's very much not going to be happy. All of those people that donated their money thinking that they hated Ethan Klein, they wanted to stop Ethan Klein, they wanted to protect Kaceytron, they now have to sit with the fact that they directly funded Ethan Klein. Not for all the money, because of course she's got to pay her lawyer's fees, but pretty much the money's going into Ethan Klein's pocket, a percentage of it. So if half of it goes, they 50% funded Ethan Klein, and they've got to sit with that now.
So right now, they could either, they could flip a coin to give all that money to the Israeli Defense Force or Palestine. Either way, I think is going to equally freak out the leftoid freaks. Man, I hope it happens.
The funds will not go to anyone else, including Denims or Frogan, to defend their lawsuits. For the record, I have agreed to cooperate with the Kleins in their litigation against the H3 Snark mods for promoting my live stream to the
Now, this is big because this is the thing we really want to get is discovery against those Reddit mods, against those snark mods, because the things we're going to see in there are going to open this up wide and may even bring in other people.
The extent that I am able. I will offer my support, including testifying under oath to everything I have just stated, to help their cause. I also want to take the opportunity to acknowledge other misconduct and bad behavior I have exhibited online. For example, weaponizing the death of Asmongold's mother was inexcusable. I should know better because I have 3 disabled people that rely on me. Moving forward, I will do better. I also want to apologize to the crew of the H3 podcast, particularly AB and Olivia.
Yeah.
I apologize for calling them cowards for not quitting their jobs. That was a shameful attack on 2 people who deeply care about Palestine and Palestinian people. AB, along with his wife Lena, have done more than I have ever done for the Palestinian people, including raising over $100,000 in charity. I recognize that they have actually made Palestinian lives better, and my online antagonism and trolling has not.
Yeah.
I apologize to Ethan and Gila personally. I have said extremely mean and cruel things about both of them, particularly my misogynistic attacks against Gila that never should have been said. I also want to acknowledge the pervasive problem of anti-Semitism in leftist spaces. It should concern all of us.
Thanks,
I condemn
Hasan.
it and will not participate in it. To that end, I wish the clients success in enforcing TED Entertainment's copyright and protecting the legal rights of online content creators.
Clearly a legal statement, clearly something that was cooked up by the lawyers, which once again, it doesn't make it wrong. It doesn't make it necessarily evil, but it definitely makes it clear that this is what's going to be required of Frogan and or Denims if they were to ever settle. They're going to need to read a similar statement.
Well, I don't know. Maybe the longer this goes on, it might be worse. What they might have to do might be worse.
And that is probably something that they just can't handle. But another person who's going to have trouble handling it here, you see the donations that were given to Kaceytron. You have one Anissa Jama. That's right. Anissa dropping 1,000 straight into the pocket of Ethan Klein. All of these donors now knowing, and people like Anissa, knowing their money is going right into Ethan Klein's pocket. Absolute cinema. You cannot make this stuff up. Now, I want to get into a couple other comments on this because there were a couple really good pertinent comments. One was that Asmongold rejected Kaceytron's apology.
Well, yeah, why would he accept it? It's a fake apology written by lawyers. Also, why did she have to apologize to Asmongold at all in the first place? Was that like a requirement from Ethan Klein or a requirement from the court? Or does she just feel like apologizing to Asmongold to maybe prevent future lawsuits? But I think really all that did was say that she's liable because she like absolutely said that she said all these things. I don't know.
Making fun of his dead mother, saying apology not accepted. You did this because of a lawyer. And there's no doubt if you actually look at the statement and you hear the statement, that is actually because of a lawyer. Because at the end of the day, they wouldn't have made such a strong statement with such strong language unless there was a lawyer involved. That's absolutely true. There also was this reaction from XQC.
Opportunity to acknowledge other misconduct and bad behavior I have exhibited online. For example, weaponizing the death of...
Yo, I don't give a how big the lawsuit is. If somebody sues me for everything I have, I'm battling into bankruptcy not to do this shit. I don't care.
Well, I mean, even if he went completely bankrupt, $0, he has no money. He's XQC. He's always going to have opportunity. He's always going to have money. So, like, this is bullshit. He's never going to have to face that, so it's easy for him to say.
I don't care. It doesn't matter. Somebody sues me for fucking $7 billion and is gonna bankrupt 10 generations after me. I'm not doing this shit. It's crazy.
The death of...
Here's the thing. it's very easy for XQC to talk tough and to be a big guy, big man when he does not have a lawsuit against him. When you're bared down on this and the pressure's on your family, friends, your entire fortune, like you said, 10 generations, whatever back, I'm sorry, that's different. It's so easy to talk about this. It's so easy to say that. And Kaceytron, all of them talk tough in the beginning as well, but you're not in it, bro. You don't even know what you're talking about. And this sort of attitude, having that sort of attitude, is what's going to kill Denims. Denims probably has some similar attitude to XQC of, I'm not going to do this, my ego, my pride. No. Sometimes you do have to humble yourself and say, hey, I was wrong. Ask for forgiveness. Come to a settlement. People are wrong. I'm wrong all the time. Other people are wrong all the time. It happens. And when you do something, you say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me, and you try to come to a settlement. And that ends up being better than going through the full lawsuit and going and fighting it out. So to me, when I saw this statement by SQC, I thought very, very, very short-sighted and something that to me was very, very problematic. Another thing that was interesting, Asmongold vague posting that things could get worse for Kaceytron. Let's listen to this.
She doesn't know this, but this put her in a position for something that's going to happen in the future. I don't know if Ethan knows this. I think Ethan does know this, but I'm not going to say what it is because I want it to happen.
I think it's possibly going to involve Tectone and maybe some other people, and hopefully Asmongold's on board, like everybody going against all of these people, not just Kaceytron, all of them.
I do. And I know if I say what it is, it'll lower the probability of it happening. I understand. I apologize for vague posting, but I promise you it will be worth it. Do you remember last time I was vague posting? Was that worth it? I think it was. Please have faith.
So I don't know what this is personally, right? But I have a pretty good idea. My guess on this is that this is related to a future lawsuit. Now, I know why Asmongold is probably not saying it. And I won't say the parties, and I won't say who it is. But there is probably a future lawsuit cooking. I have a very good idea. There's two possibilities here. And if that's what we're talking about, then Legal Mindset's going to be eating good this year, because this is going to be a spicy meatball of a lawsuit that is coming down the pike. But I don't want to ruin things. I don't want to get ahead. I don't want to talk about things before they're fully cooked up. But I think because you've admitted culpability there, and because those statements are now something that you say, hey, I am liable for that, there can be an issue. And when we turn to Denim's statement, you also see more of the future predicting, especially in the Frogan settlement and in her fighting this. So
I think Denims is the worst out of all of the Orbiters. And I hope that she sees the worst out of all of this. I hope she absolutely loses everything, because I think she has the most out of everybody. Like, she's actually rich.
Female Hasan, aka Denims, is back, and she claims she will be fighting the Ethan lawsuit to the very end. She says she will not be settling and humiliating herself like Kaceytron.
No, she's just going to drag it on and humiliate herself even worse for longer. We're all going to forget about Kaceytron. We're moving on now until she gets brought back up later, because hopefully she's getting sued by Asmongold and Tectone and others. Nux and everybody. Probably not Nux because of Discovery.
And reveals that Frogan will probably be settling too. Settling for 2,000 Big Macs, actually. Attorney Legal Mindset has revealed details involving the Hasan Orbiter case. Kaceytron and Frogan might be legally obligated to turn on Denims and destroy her.
Yeah, see, that's exactly what I was saying. They're going to be forced to backstab each other.
Frogan might be forced to apologize for the damning previous clips. Cinema, rank #1 Hasan simp and failed journalist Taylor Lorenz is back, and she's done an interview about Ethan. She's crying about Ethan's lawsuits and constantly lying about him. She calls him a vindictive psychopath and a hardcore Zionist Israel defender. She claims Ethan is a crybaby and is behaving like Israel. Where have I heard that before? She admits the Orbiters violated copyright, but that it doesn't matter? Delusional. Subscribe or you turn into the Denims puppet. You're cooked.
Well, she is one of the people that is being sued by Ethan Klein. And just to catch you up to speed, one person, Kaceytron, she settled. She gave all the money to Ethan, and she will be potentially testifying and turning on Denims. And Frogan will pretty much do the same. Now, I said this on my Kaceytron video. I think what she did was the smart move. I think anyone that's just a little smart would do that. And honestly, if you were to ask me, yo, out of these three, who do you think will actually settle? I would have honestly said Denims. I thought she will be the smartest one. I thought she would be, well, the smartest one. But I guess I was wrong. It was one of those extremely rare sense L's. But what am I talking about? So a day after Kaceytron publicly apologized and was like, yeah, I'll give my money. You are right. I'm an idiot. I'm an addict. I buy Labubus instead of eating food. When everything happened, Denims decided to put out a statement, and as you guys could see from this, it's she yaps.
Yeah, this is quite possibly the dumbest thing that you could possibly do. Like, just don't say anything. I say it all the time. Why do they just think that they have to say things? They just absolutely cook themselves every time. They are too dumb to speak. They haven't figured that out by now.
It's a fucking yappuccino with 1 million views, but fear not. Sense is here to read this in a digestible form, so you don't waste your time reading this. You can just watch or hear a YouTuber read it, and only the very epic and important points. So if you appreciate my sacrifice, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel, show me love. That would be much appreciated. And let's just get right into this, because there's a lot to read and a lot to laugh at. Not to give the video away, but let's just say she's not gonna settle. I'm getting ahead of myself. Denim says, this apology, which I could only assume was somehow forced to extract a settlement, was painful to see. I mean, of course you're gonna say that because you know you're about to get fucked. You know time is ticking, Denims. You know it's Jover. It is absurd and ironic that Ethan accuses Hasan of being a puppeteer while LARPing as a comic book villain in this way.
How pathetic that they actually see Ethan as a comic book villain. I don't even think they see it that way. I don't even think she sees it that way. I just think that she's just kind of dumb and evil and is just willing to say anything to create dissent, piss people off. And she shouldn't be doing that because she's in the middle of a lawsuit. I don't know what she thinks she's accomplishing by doing this, by saying anything at all. It just makes her look like a moron. And like, who actually watches this bitch? She must be view-botting hardcore. And the rest of them are just gooners.
While it is unfortunate that Ethan appears to have been able to exert control over her in this way, I am happy that Kaceytron was given the opportunity to minimize the harm to her family, avoid the risk of losing her home, and move on from Ethan's lawsuit, aka doing the smart thing. I'm no lawyer, I'm a fucking slob tuber, right? I make YouTube videos for a living. I mean, clearly not the brightest person. But then we get into the real reason why she's crashing out. And don't forget, she is one of the people that said that she was gonna fight Ethan, and she actually did it and is doing it, and she's definitely gonna lose. So this is gonna be double the embarrassment. I mean, sure, what Kaceytron went to, I mean, sure, you could be like, it's embarrassing. I low-key agree, that was humiliating. I would much rather get peed on publicly on the live stream than to apologize in that way. But it happened, and honestly, W. The thing with Denims is that this is going to completely fuck her over twice. You could have settled, but no, you were like, nah, let's drag this, let's fight this, and now you're gonna get double the humiliation. So if you have a humiliation fetish, congrats, you're about to have a very happy day. Denims continues, I want to make several things clear. My trial date is October 26, 2026, so about 11 give or take months away, and I look forward to beating Ethan in court while Casey and likely Frogan have caved to Ethan Klein with this decision. I doubt they have made lightly. Hold on, before I keep going, yeah, you're not gonna win.
Yeah, good luck with that. I don't think they're gonna lose either. I think they are gonna end up settling, and it's gonna be absolutely embarrassing. It's like, if you wouldn't have said anything and you settled, we would have talked about you settling. But now that you said that you're not gonna settle and you end up settling, we're just gonna make fun of you twice as much.
You're not winning, little bro. Like, I get it, you want to be optimistic, and of course one will never admit defeat. Yeah, you're gonna lose, little bro. I mean, I just gotta keep it real with you. You're not winning. There's a higher chance of me being in the FIFA World Cup and winning the whole thing than Kaceytron winning the lawsuit, just to put things into perspective. All right, just saying. Anyways, back to the reading, which is a decision I doubt they have made lightly. Settling like this is not an option for me. It's not an option for me because it would set a precedent that endangers the financial security of any streamer that creates reaction content. If you create content that involves commenting on videos on Twitch or enjoying consuming reaction content, you should be on my side. If you don't believe me, please read ahead and let me convince you. As someone that has reacted to content, and I still react to people's videos from time to time, I haven't done it in, granted, in, I don't know, a month, maybe 2 months. I just haven't been reacting to people's content, not for any specific reason, and I will resume, and you know, and if there's a video that I want to watch, and I'll definitely be watching it.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting away from the reactionary type stuff and doing more commentary. I mean, it's technically still kind of reaction, but I do more work. I put more work into it. Make a commentary, like compile it, make it kind of a news show.
And reacted to it with the live sense reaction. The thing is, I would say, and not that I'm biased, but I would say that my reactions are genuinely reactions. I'm not sitting there eating fucking popcorn and letting the video play for 5 minutes. Nor am I telling people, hey, don't watch the original one. Come watch my video. Let's steal their views. Come watch my video. And on top of that, I'm not even going to be reacting. So, yeah, I've never done that before. I always try to make it balanced. I always try to at least give it 50-50. I always like to put my opinions out there. I don't like to just sit here and be like, huh? Oh, wow, that's crazy. Huh? Wait a second, guys. My Uber Eats just got here. Let me eat my my food while the video's playing, and you could hear my fucking chewing noises. And I'm not even gonna say anything for like 20 minutes because I'm gonna be eating. So I've never done that. I think that's disrespectful to. I think that's disrespectful and fucked up for two people. The audience, because you're just wasting people's time, and also the creator that you're ripping off. There are ways to react to content, and once again, I think my reactions are pretty solid. I'm not claiming to have like the best ones, but I mean, I'm not fucking jacking content and just being like, yeah, I don't know, I'm just gonna be here smoking weed, getting high, and letting the movie or the video or the show play. So yeah, I don't know, watch, send me money, and I'm not even doing fucking nothing. So no, Denims, you did not make good reaction content. A lot of the times you said very little, if and that's being generous, all right?
Yeah, all the times that she has streamed chair and walked away and just left it on. They all do it. I would never do that. I'd leave something on, but it's going to be something I know would be okay to leave on. I mean, it's not that difficult to figure out.
So this whole thing about if you like reaction content and you're a content creator, you should be on my side. Yeah, that ain't working for me. Not real. You do not fucking react to content. From what I've seen, you just steal it and then you're like, yeah, that's mine. To put things into perspective, if Denims is live streaming and let's say the video that she's watching is I don't know, 30 minutes long, the amount of content or the amount of stuff she says is legitimately, and I'm being kind of generous here, 10 to 15% of that stream. In my opinion, you should shoot for 50. If you're like 10 or 20% and the rest is just the video, you're reacting wrong. That is legitimately stealing content. At that point, don't even say anything and just let the fucking video play. And then she yaps about a whole bunch of nothing.
Well, to be fair, everything that she's talking about is nothing. She shouldn't have said anything. This does nothing except make her look even more pathetic. And it just gives us more ammo to talk about later.
It's just a waste of time. Not worth it, honestly. But then she continues, I humbly request that we take this opportunity to question Ethan's framing of events and call a spade a spade. Ethan is bullying people who said things about him and he did not like. Okay, no, that is wrong, but let's just keep reading. And he can do that only because he has more money than them. In doing so, at least in his lawsuit against me, he is setting a disastrous precedent for our corner of the internet. And my hope is that others in our community with resources like Ethan do not follow his small footsteps. Clap if you care. I don't see, nor do I hear any clapping. Denims, I don't feel bad for you. I gotta keep it real. I mean, you got yourself into this situation. You're no angel. I don't know why you're acting like this is the end of the world. It might be the end of the world for you because once again, time is running out. The walls are closing in. You're fearing for your life. You're scared of the outcome. Once again, I don't know why you thought you could fight this and you could actually win and get away with it. I'm not claiming to be the brightest person alive, but holy shit, even I know better. I would have settled, honestly. I would have been like, hey, how much do you want? Do you want 40K? Do you want all the money on my GoFundMe? Take it. That's what I would have done.
I don't know why they thought that it was a good idea to go against the guy who is known for doing lawsuit stuff with YouTube and is also a rich Jew. Like, come on. Obvious L right there. It's like they don't even listen to the stereotypes that they buy into.
I wouldn't be fighting it. Not only fighting it and losing it, it's also a lot more money wasted. She's fucked. It's actually over. She cannot come back from this. If she loses, and hey, we know that Hasan doesn't donate to his friends, I don't know why people are treating Ethan like he's this evil guy. Like, you know, he's far from perfect. I mean, who is perfect? But I do think, even if I wasn't a fan of Ethan, I'm like, yeah, I think the lawsuit is pretty valid. I mean, these people pretty much ripped off your video. They fucking jacked it. And they're the same people that supported CPS, Human Skulls. You guys know the story. Do I feel bad for them? Once again, you guys, you lovely people at home, clap if you care. I hear and see all of you, and none of y'all are clapping or caring. So I mean, that's all I needed to know. She finishes this fucking giant ass wall of text with, please donate to my legal fund. Every penny donated has gone exclusively to court costs and fees and will go nowhere else. As stated earlier, my trial date is set here and I look forward to beating Ethan.
10/26/26. Oh boy, we're gonna be talking about this for a while. This is gonna go on for years.
Sure, buddy. In court, ideally with your assistance. Thank you for your attention. No. How about no? Okay, I want to see how much money she's raised. So she's raised 54,000, and all of this will go towards Ethan. He's gonna make a nice 100K from Denims and Kaceytron. 150 to 200 with Frogan. This is all going to Ethan. It already happened with Kaceytron. It's gonna happen with you, and it's gonna happen with Frogan. Don't even fight it. You're cooked. You're just cooked. Someone donated $100. Really? You could have sent this to Sense, the best YouTuber on planet Earth. $100 donating because of the recent news. I did not think he could get any more hateful, but he keeps surprising me. Hoping for karma for this bully. Get him, girl. $50. Get his ass. How dare you beg for money when there's a genocide going on? Based? Now, there's people that actually want to help Denims. What? I think I'm just going to become a female streamer. Holy shit. This is just like the infinite money glitch. Do nothing and then ask for money and get $50,000. 55. I'm sorry. I am in the wrong fucking business. What the fuck? I wish I would have been born a girl. Okay, well, maybe not that far, but I just want to read some comments before we wrap it up. You got this. Sure.
We're very, very much going to see whether or not she actually collaborated with those Reddit mods. And I look forward to that discovery. Next, let's talk about Frogan. So she was mentioned that she will possibly be settling. And I think the reason why she is not settling is, you know, Frogan, my habibi, you're going to have to break up with Hasan Piker.
But she might still have a chance. She didn't get to do what Kaceytron got to do. Kaceytron got to sniff his butt sweat. Frogan will not be done until she smells Hasan Piker's butt sweat.
It's going to cause a lot of friction with Hasan because that statement is going to be very, very harsh against Hasan, and it's going to drive that wedge between the two of them and making it very, very clear that Hasan Piker did not help you. He did not support you. He did not do anything for you, just like with Kaceytron. And this particular thing is going to be difficult. And if he did help you, you're going to have to disclose that. You're going to have to disclose the messages with Hasan. That's the real thing she's not wanting to do. Now, maybe she does have some messages with Hasan. Maybe there are some messages between Hasan and Frogan on how they're going to take down Ethan Klein or how they're going to divert revenue. That might be why she has to hold up. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that between Frogi Yogi here and Mr. Hamas Piker. But, you know, in conclusion, I am very much looking forward to 2026 Denims and that trial. That is going to be a trial for the ages to see that.
Oh boy. Aren't we all? Dude, I cannot wait. Absolute cinema. I am not excited for any movie, any video game except Resident Evil Requiem. Maybe Queen's Domain. But this I'm excited for. I can't wait until season 2 begins.
Yesterday, we had the official public apology from Kaceytron, which was very, very interesting, and we've gone over that in my previous video. But today, we have the actual court stipulation. So this is the actual file that tells us what was agreed to between the parties of Ethan Klein and Miss Casey Cavanis, aka Kaceytron.
Damn, I had no idea what her last name is. You know, court's a bitch.
Right? So when looking at this stipulation, we can go through and see the parties. We can see plaintiff Ted Entertainment, that's H3H3, and defendant Casey Cavanis, PKA Kaceytron, and the stipulation. So they agree to settle the action, right? They have reached an agreement to settle the present action. But there's key language in here that people have not seen yet. And really, I think I'm the first person to point this out on a larger scale, which is the settlement agreement, while confidential in terms, right? So it's confidential. We're never going to see the exact settlement. We can guess here. It includes a provision which remains to be performed. So what does that mean? Well, so far, what have we had? We've had probably Kaceytron transferring the money to Ethan Klein. That's going to happen. By the way, a hilarious thing for Ethan Klein to do would be to donate this to a pro-IDF charity. That'd be absolutely hilarious, given that Anissa and various others that did this for and opposed him for purely political reasons, like Hasan, etc., who did not support him. But,
you know, that's what I said. No, I hope it fucking happens, dude. I think we're all on the same page here. Or how about half goes to the IDF, half goes to Palestine? I think that would be diabolical.
Some of his followers did. It ends up getting shifted over into a charity that would absolutely make them keel over. But that being there, the money was probably condition number one. Condition number two was probably the public apology. And remember, within that public apology, and this is very important, they required her to say very specific things, even likely requiring her to mention the thing about Asmon's mom.
For example, weaponizing the death of Asmongold's mother was inexcusable.
And tucking in a lot of information into what she apologized for, her language, her behavior, and as well as bolstering the fact that Ethan Klein has a good case. But what would the third thing be? Well, the third thing is likely her testifying against Denims and possibly Frogan if they are to proceed in court. So she's going to have to turn on them and testify against them and give up any information on them.
Also, Kaceytron is going to be helping against the Reddit H3 snark people, and I can't wait for that.
Also, likely, and this is a speculation, one of the provisions which may have already been done is turning over all of her communications, emails, Discord messages, Reddit messages, etc., as it relates to this lawsuit. So that may have already happened. But let's finish this and let's talk about how this affects Frogan. So as part of the settlement agreement, T.I. and Cavanis, it's Kaceytron, agreed to stipulate to the dismissal, but also to request the court retain jurisdiction to enforce the terms. So if Kaceytron gets out of line, if she does anything wrong, they're going to come down on her. By the way, there probably is also a non-disparagement clause in there where the parties can't disparage each other. That probably is included. That would make most sense. So they agree, right, and that the court is going to retain jurisdiction. Well, this is very, very important because think about Frogan. Denim said already that likely Frogan is going to settle, but the big problem for Frogan is what she's going to have to say, because Frogan always tries to play tough. She tries to ally very closely with Hasan Piker. But as you saw, Kaceytron was required to turn on Hasan Piker. And also, there's a certain statement and a certain thing that Ethan Klein might be a little bit salty about and want her to make a statement retracting. And I'm going to play this clip. In case you forgot it, there's this little clip over here. And the funniest thing, this is, of course, from TwitchCon with lovely Frogan here. And who's right next to her? Yeah, that's right. That's Denims, right? Who said she's going to stay in the lawsuit. Let's play this.
This is not.
This is good.
I thought we
Go
decided.
ahead.
Okay.
The next person is one of my favorite people, Ethan Klein.
I told you guys to clap.
This is a good reaction.
That was a good one.
So see them laughing, see them giggling there? They're not going to be laughing and giggling, and Frogan's not going to be laughing and giggling.
They're going to be laughing and giggling when they're pretending that everything's fine, and it's not. I can already see it. They're going to continue to laugh and giggle. Even after they lose, they're probably going to laugh and giggle, and then get themselves sued again.
When she is forced to justify why she ends up putting Ethan Klein in the loves Sabra category, and perhaps retracting this statement, and perhaps making making amends for this particular piece of her history. So I can imagine that that might be one of the things that they are going to end up pushing back against Frogan on in that settlement statement. So that's going to be included as a condition, as well as likely any communication she might have with the Reddit mods, which would be big, or even further with Hasan Piker. And this might be the difficult thing for her because she might have a lot of communications with Hasan Piker, a lot, which she's scared to turn over. But I don't think Ethan Klein is going to be willing to settle this unless he gets all the information and extracts everything from Frogan, which is why she has delayed so long.
Yeah, really, at the end of the day, he's just looking for information about all the people that were fucking with him. Like, he doesn't even actually care about any of these people. This is pretty much just his revenge arc, but it's not even really about revenge. It's about justice because he's really the only man for the job.
The money is not as big of a thing because Frogan actually collected less money than either Kaceytron or Denims. And as for Denims, this actually paints a situation where both Kaceytron and Frogan, the girl who is sitting right next to her, who is sitting on the couch right here on this podcast, is going to have to testify against her in court and going to have to say, no, this was a plan, this was intentional, we did this, with bad intent and bad faith, and turn on, Arab Benedict Arnold over here, right, on Denims, and that will absolutely hurt her reputation and her friend group, her circle going forward.
Nux has got a few things to say about Nina Linn real quick, so let's hear what he's got to say. Also featuring Charlie. Again, we've already went over this video.
Nina Linn has been banned on Twitch again. Her third ban from the platform in 6 weeks. The official reason is unknown. However, the ban does follow stream clips of her appearing to steal from a target, which she has since admitted to.
What do you want to bet that's not what she was banned for?
The real question is why she's been on Twitch altogether. She has committed multiple alleged sexual assaults on camera. I don't know why we're giving her a pass. It's a lie. I do know why. It's because Twitch obviously doesn't care about that kind of thing. I mean, could there be any other explanation? That Twitch, whose trust and safety team is in Egypt, where the 99.3% of women are raped there, allegedly? They're defending someone like her? Well, color me shocked and surprised. Lock in, boys and girl. Let's see what's happening here.
Nina Linn has quickly become one of my least favorite streamers, which is an impressive accolade considering how few streams I watch these days. She really speedran this.
I mean, to be fair, I don't really watch streams either, unless I'm forced at gunpoint. But yeah, no, she's pretty insufferable. I agree. I'm a very big fan of justice, and getting banned from your prime platform where you make money for being a total and utter bitch, absolute justice. That's what we're here for, baby.
Jack Doherty occupy a very special...
Dude, I feel like my entire channel is gonna... I could see it coming already. We're gonna end up just being the channel where we celebrate divine karmic justice.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing here also. I mean, I'm just kind of talking about the humiliation of all these Twitch streamers and the streamer culture, and also video games and celebrities at the same time. I need to add more variety to my shows. Each show has its own theme every day, but every theme is different day by day, and I love it. We're just talking about how everybody is losing and we're winning.
On absolute bitches. And I hope you're here for the ride, because I am.
Place online of just being highly unlikable, annoying, insufferable assholes. And in Nina Linn's case...
And criminals. And also people that commit crimes. Like, dude, whatever happened to our culture that we're so soft on crime? This soft on crime thing is breeding a generation of retards and criminals. I think the only solution is to stop being soft on crime, actually.
And also, reopen the asylum. Start throwing the crazy people in there.
It's exceptionally frustrating considering she has broadcast herself sexually assaulting a man before,
Twice, from
and
what
then
I
even
remember.
treating it...
I'm pretty sure she did it twice on camera to 2 different guys.
...as a joke later on, even after like some fucking crocodile tears about how she understands that it was wrong or whatever, or why people might think it was bad.
Yeah, she doesn't care. She's the kind of person that doesn't care, appreciates the clout and attention, and is going to continue using this. And that's why I think Twitch is culpable. Every single person that was sexually assaulted, every store that was robbed because she streamed on Twitch after she failed to get punished properly, it's on Twitch. This is like judges releasing repeat offenders from jail only for them to continue offending. It's like, this guy raped several children, but the judge decided that, honestly, it would be better if he was on the street.
Yeah, and I think it's going to get worse. And the worse it gets, the more you're going to see morons online, because why would they go after these morons if they're not going after regular criminals in the streets? And they're definitely going to go after innocent people who are barely doing anything that's even like going against anybody except for people who are making money. If you cost people money, oh boy, let me tell you, they will go after your ass. But if you commit actual crimes, nope.
If he goes ahead and decides to rape another kid, that's on the judge. That blood is on his hands. And it's really the same thing here. It's like you have Twitch, a platform that has rules that they never adhere to themselves. And they basically continue letting the repeat offenders get away with it. If they have the right politics, of course.
She herself has kind of made light of it since then. So, sexual assault superstar Nina Linn has continued to stream even after broadcasting that crime. And her content's only really elevated since then. She's broadcast more crimes.
Let's go!
And today she's been banned for her third time in 6 weeks.
Dude, just keep her off the platform. What are these temporary It's like Twitch is like, we don't want to get rid of the cash cow, so we're just going to keep banning you for like a week.
How much could she possibly be making Twitch? It can't be that much. Barely anybody knows who this bitch is. And she's definitely view botting.
So that you can make headlines, get more famous, and then come back to a bigger audience to give us more money. It's the most corrupt shit in the universe.
You couldn't hit me in the head.
Bro, can we designate Twitch as a terrorist organization?
With a sledgehammer enough times to make me delusional enough to believe that Twitch is permanently banning her. My hunch is that this will be 3 days or potentially up to a week.
Whoa!
Tops. Absolute maximum I see this being.
That's a lot, because from what I understand, Tectone called Frogan fat and was banned for 2 weeks.
Don't forget he called a whore. Denims.
So, sexually assaulting people on stream, that's about half as bad as calling someone fat. So that makes sense, honestly. The math works out.
Is a week, and that's if all the stars align and Dan Clancy stops gooning for a minute to maybe try and, like, keep her stream down for a little bit to try and maybe put on a strong face of teaching her a lesson. But it won't be permanent. I think Twitch has made it very clear they don't actually take sexual assault that seriously when it's a woman doing it to a man.
Don't take it assault. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? They're literally in the rape capital of the world. That's where the trust and safety team is.
No, what you mean is Twitch is the rape capital of the world.
I feel like I don't see anyone else reporting this because no one else wants to be labeled racist. But since I've already been labeled racist, and honestly, I don't really care what I'm labeled these days, welcome to the internet. They call you a racist. You know what you do? You double and triple down.
Yep, 1000%. Don't be dishonest on the internet. Don't be mad on the internet. You're gonna get fucking humiliated.
That's right. Every time I'm called racist, I just get a little bit more racist. So by you calling me racist, it makes the average racism in the world increase. That's the way. I'm really fighting fire with fire in the worst way. If you're not subscribed to this channel, pay attention to this channel, the Nux Taku channel. You are making a mistake, sir. All right, because here we fight fire with fire in the most diabolical of ways. So the trust and safety team in Twitch is located largely in Egypt. For those of you that are unaware, 99.3% of women in Egypt claim to have been sexually assaulted. That is a staggering number of people. So obviously they don't fucking care.
That is kind of the impression that a lot of people walk away from now, considering what Nina Linn has done. She is the sexual assault superstar.
There she is.
And has now quickly become the face of degeneracy on Twitch.
Let's
and
go.
They don't seem to mind.
They probably love it, actually, because they're taking funny money from a bunch of terrorist organizations, guaranteed, and they love this shit. Extra Emily got absolutely cooked by her father, whom she owes lots and lots of money to, but she'll never pay because she's a piece of shit. I don't like her father either. I don't like either of them. These people suck. But she does get a little bit of a reality check. I don't think it's gonna make a difference, but it happened.
What is this? Extra Emily got roasted by her dad. Twice. He's all
Okay.
covered by insurance.
I don't have an
You don't have?
insurance.
Stupid, yeah.
Thank you, the 18th for the 5. Thank you. It's like some financial advisor person. Dad, are you okay? Do you have a headache?
No, I feel you're very stupid. You don't have insurance. You know, you don't know how to lead.
Doesn't have insurance, like car insurance? Isn't that illegal and she's driving around? What the fuck? There's an actual crime being committed on stream.
Okay, I'll get it. I'll get it.
Don't know how to take care of yourself. It's very stupid. That's why I'm not happy now.
Oh.
For a while at least.
No,
Let's go.
Let's turn that frown upside down.
Dude, I cannot stand her fake bubbly attitude that she puts up this persona on camera that she 1000% is not like behind the scenes. Well, she might be like that with people that she's barely ever around, she'll pretend. But people that she's around often, guaranteed she's not like that at all. And like judging how her parents treat her, she probably acts the exact same way. The apple don't fall far from the tree, you know what I'm saying? It's all an act.
What are the comments saying about this? Look at his face! Extra Emily hardly ever showers. Showed her room, which was a total mess. Kitchen had food in it that was a week old.
Out of everybody that I talk about regularly on this channel, Pokimane might be my least favorite and most cringe. I don't like talking about her, but holy shit. She's just too stupid to not talk about. Too insane.
She seems to be acting a little bit more desperate. And that's getting confirmed again with the Celibacy 2.0 update. So now, after gooner baiting for years and using her platform as a parasocial kingdom with all these young men who watch her, and let's make no mistake, the majority of her audience and most people on Twitch all have male audiences.
Well, I mean, she doesn't have much time left with her looks. She has to make as much money as possible off of these gooners before her looks start to fade. Because her personality, let me tell you, is not interesting enough. When her looks start to fade, she's going to start dropping off real hard. I guarantee you, we're not even going to be talking about her in a decade. Nobody's going to know who she is.
But particularly, these women streamers have them, big time. And they all know what they're doing. I've played clips of her playing games, and then when she makes a mistake, she makes a little moan, or her bending over to show her ass, and so on and so on. There's so many, and it's easy to find. But now she's celibate. Let's take a look at this, and then we're going to look at the reactions.
Marriage. It's a whole spectrum. And honestly, there are so many upsides to pacing yourself when it comes to intimacy. For starters, you can avoid becoming attached to the wrong person. We all know what that's like. And that's because both physical and emotional intimacy releases oxytocin, which makes you feel connected to someone, even though you may not be compatible. We often think that falling in love is a mystical, rare experience, but sometimes it's really just hormones and chemicals. 2, I get to preserve my energy, and instead of constantly pouring into someone else, I can focus on the things I want to accomplish first. A surefire.
Now, I just want to say, well, I actually agree with some of these points that she's making about, you know, taking your time, don't rushing into things.
You might as well just ask a plumber how you're supposed to take a shit.
I think, yeah, okay. However, this comes off, at least to me, as incredibly tone deaf. Because this is someone with extreme privilege, a multimillionaire, who, by the way, got rich from parish social simping, never had to date in the real world, and now she's lecturing regular people that dating isn't worth it, and celibacy is the enlightened path. It sounds kind of like wisdom from a spoiled celebrity discovering boundaries after everyone else has already paid the price.
Don't forget, a narcissistic, money-hungry freak. And also a liar. And at this point, a terrorist glazer. Because she basically agrees with everything that Hasan Piker says. And ignores it all. Ignored the whole Hasan abusing his dog situation. And like actively clicked off of it and didn't talk about it. She knows it happened. Refuses to talk about it. Wants to pretend it didn't happen. Disgusting.
For her literal chaos. Also, she's blatantly content farming here, and she's disguising it as a life lesson. It's a 1-minute TikTok whisper secret. It dropped at the perfect time for maximum viral momentum, and it's not a genuine moment of honesty. It kind of follows her self-proposal ring stunt by only a few weeks, making this sudden, I've actually been celibate and loving it pivot feel like a more calculated engagement bait rather than real growth. Because let's be honest, she's not celibate. Why is she really doing this? Because she's got a bunch of gooners that watch her, and she wants them to think that she's saving herself for them. This is all intentional.
Our way to avoid an emotional vampire is simply not to get so close that they can sink their teeth into you. Last, but certainly not least, less stress, less liability, and less risk of anything unwanted happening. There's just about no downside to taking your time, but all the risk in rushing things. It's truly up to you, and in a world that's become only more hypersexual, kind of feels like pacing oneself is the new counter.
It's the new counterculture.
Does she really think that she's part of the counterculture? Does she really think that she's punk rock? How fucking out of touch can you be? Holy shit. Like, you so badly want to be cool, but you're not. You don't know how to be cool.
This comes off as not just victim playing, but sour grapes cope, in my opinion. She's framing modern dating as full of landmines and liabilities and energy draining while saying she's slow to warm up. It kind of reads like a 29-year-old who chased fame in orbiters for a decade now, blaming men and dating itself instead of admitting her own choices left her single and jaded. And honestly, I don't think that she's single, and I don't think that she's celibate either. I think that this is just to get people fired up again for her, because time's running out for old Pokimane.
Culture. Whatever you choose to do, don't forget to respect others' choices, and above all else, stay true to yourself.
Don't tell me what to do, bitch. I'll respect and disrespect whoever I want.
Tell you.
This is some peak hypocrisy right here. Everyone knows this woman. Her past is very well documented. She spent years surrounded by drama involving sleepovers, firing editors over porn of her, constantly flirting with chat and chat-adjacent guys for content. Now she's 29, and she's preaching pacing intimacy and avoiding emotional vampires as if she's always been the disciplined one with standards, which makes the rebranding that she's trying to do here ring kind of hollow and kind of cringeworthy, and the internet seems to agree. So you just go around and you look at the people that cover streamers like Drama Alert here, and you just take a look at what the people are saying. By the way, you can just find some of the random posts. Some of them are quite funny.
Remember I was talking about Pokimane ignored the dog clip? Well, here it is.
So a new Pokimane clip dropped, and it is actually hilarious and really, really short, but also kind of disturbing. The reason I say kind of disturbing, too, is because this clip reminds me of when these various women in the LA streamer clique, namely like Sasha Grey, Val Grey, Vanilla Maze, Caroline Kwan, had come out with statements defending Hasan and being like, oh, he's not abusing his dog. Anyone who thinks that's crazy, he would never do that, despite the fact that, you know, we all very clearly saw what was happening on stream. So it's crazy the stuff that they're willing to ignore and willing to defend. But yeah, now we'll watch this clip where it seems like Pokimane was reacting to clips that were sent in on stream. Maybe her viewers were sending them in and her mods were curating them or something like that. But one clip in particular is the clip where Hasan is yanking Fish's tail. Fish is his old dog, and he repeatedly yanks Fish's tail very roughly. Something, yeah, you really shouldn't be doing.
Come here. Hey.
Mods. Do I have mods?
What a pathetic lying freak bitch. Holy shit. Like, how can you be so fucking dishonest? Like, you know what you're doing here. You support animal abuse. Your silence says everything that we have been saying and everything we need to know.
So to be fair to Pokimane, that is a disturbing clip that I even avoided playing in my videos covering that clip. I talked about what happened in that clip and told people where they could find it, but I didn't play it in my videos. So I can understand that. But here's the thing. If Pokimane is reacting in that manner and so quickly pausing that clip and shutting it down, I think it's reasonable to presume that she's familiar with that clip. At least it's more likely that she is than she isn't. And yet, even with her apparently being familiar with Hasan's abusive tendencies towards animals, she's still willing to ignore that and collab with him.
She's online. She's seen all of the Hasan stuff because it's everywhere. You can't get away from it. So no shot she hasn't seen it. And if she hasn't, then why did she skip over it right then? No, she's just a pathetic, fucking disgusting liar and an animal abuse glazer. And she hangs out with people who call for violence and support terrorism and are pathetic fucking liars too. They all do the same shit. They're all equally fucking disgusting and retarded. It's gross.
Even just a few days ago, they were on stream together, collabing. And then with Pokimane trying to put on this act of her being this holier-than-thou, virtue-signaling type of person as well, well, it just also adds a layer of hypocrisy to it. As long as someone has enough clout and is her favorite champagne socialist, I guess she's willing to ignore the animal abuse, something all of these LA Streamer Click people seem to share in common.
Well, yeah, because they're all part of the same cliques and they're terrible people. They're not actually going to... Even if they don't agree with the animal abuse, they're not going to call anybody out because that's going to affect their bottom line. That's going to affect their dollar. And they don't want that. And it's going to affect their clout. And it's going to make them all look bad. So they all just got to pretend that it doesn't happen. So all the morons who suck it all up, who eat dicks constantly, are either A, going to not know about it, or B, not care about it, or C, actually fucking love it.
And lastly, you gotta love when she's getting ready to reprimand her mod team for letting that one through. Oh no. She might have a little restructuring going on there next, apparently. To be fair, if any mod gets fired for working with Pokimane, I mean, you know, they're probably actually off to better horizons. I couldn't imagine working for Pokimane, dude.
I could imagine it's probably very similar to working for Ellen DeGeneres. She's probably a huge, major fucking bitch. And I guarantee you, she's constantly lying to everybody and constantly gaslighting and virtue signaling and shit. Acting like holier than thou because she does that on camera all the time. So why wouldn't she do it 10 times more behind the scenes?
Queen of losers, Pokimane is back being absolutely insufferable. She looks at a clip of Hasan abusing his dog and instantly skips the video and blames her mods? She's being omega cringe once again, explaining to people why she's suddenly really into celibacy. 30 years old, by the way. She's advising people to be true to themselves, coming from the fakest person ever.